Before we get into today's video, I do want to let you guys know that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance in hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all are having a wonderful week so far. You guys, this whole sub missing in the ocean is wild. So what I'm going to do is tell y'all about the missing submersible, some about the people that were on it, some theories, and also you guys, it is so interesting that the British media is reporting in a totally different way than the American media. So a 5-person crew on a submersible named Titan, owned by OceanGate Expeditions, submerged on a dive to the Titanic wreckage site on Sunday morning.
OceanGate Expeditions offers you the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a specially trained crew member safely diving to the Titanic wreckage site. A 12,500-foot journey to the bottom of the sea. It's the OceanGate Titanic experience.
Now, this submersible, which again is named Titan, that had the 5 crew members on it, they're describing to be about the size of a minivan, which I saw the inside of this. I don't know what kind of minivans y'all ride in, but the minivans that I ride in look like they have a lot more room than this thing. But nevertheless, this is the type of tourist attraction or expedition for people that are thrill seekers, in my opinion, because for you to get in a little tiny metal tick turd of a submersible and go down 13,000 feet, okay, down into the ocean where it is pitch black dark, so you can see images of the Titanic. It takes a certain type of person to do that, and not only a certain type of person, but also it costs a hefty price. We're talking $250,000 per person to get in that thing and go down there and look through one peephole, which they call a porthole. When I saw that thing, I said $250,000 and going under into a dark, deep ocean that you don't even know what's going to be down there until you get down there, because most of the ocean has not even been explored. To go all the way down there just so everybody can fight to look through one round hole. Oh my goodness. So now all 5 people are on the Titan. They're going down and lowering themselves into the ocean to get to the Titanic so they can travel around it. There's 1 sub operator and 4 passengers, which totals to 5 people. It's supposed to take them 2 hours to make it from the top all the way down to the Titanic. Then they circle around it, they look at the Titanic, and then they go back up, and it takes anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. However, at 1 hour and 45 minutes of them dropping down to get down to see the Titanic, remember it takes 2 hours to get down there, they completely lost contact with the ship above. Now, there's no GPS on this submersible because there's no GPS services under the ocean, 13,000 feet. So therefore, it's sending signals to the ship above them, and the ship above them is telling them where they're at and where to go. And the person that is the sub-operator is controlling it with a remote control that you would use to play PlayStation with. Like literally the exact same remote control that you can buy off of Amazon for less than $30 is what they are using to control what is driving them 13,000 feet under the ocean. I know that I keep saying that, but they're saying that the pressure that is that far in the ocean is 6,000 PSI. They're saying it only takes 75 to like 115,000 to kill a human being. Okay, 6,000 PSI, which means if there was any kind of leak, any kind of anything, I mean, it would literally implode and everything would just because the pressure is so heavy down there. Now, this company is fairly new with these excursions down to the Titanic, and they've been taking people down there to the Titanic since 2021, which is like 2 years. And it's seemingly, from my research, every time this Titan goes out, there's issues. So they take this Titan out for 8 days, right? Or they plan 8 to 9 days, but it's only a 10 to 12 hour trip. They have to make the trip 8 to 9 days because anything could happen, and problems do arise, and therefore they're just hoping that they're going to get to see the Titanic while they're out there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for 8 to 9 days.
It is constantly plagued by mechanical problems. This is not unique to their sub. This is all of these Titanic subs. There's only about 5 of them in the world, and they've all had these kinds of mechanical malfunctions, electrical malfunctions.
You experienced one, right? Of some kind?
I did. I never got to see the Titanic. I was invited as a journalist to go on one of these dives last year, and we got 37 feet down and ran into mechanical problems and had to come up. But that's typical. They take these millionaires out there for 5 days at a time, so they have 5 chances to see the Titanic. Most weeks they make it only once, or this summer, not at all.
Now, the Titan is 22 feet long, has that one porthole window that you can see out of, and has enough oxygen to last the passengers for 96 hours, as long as nobody is panicking in there and breathing a lot of air in and out, as long as everybody stays very calm. As a matter of fact, they suggest that the passengers take a nap on the way down and then get up and very calmly watch everything, and then take a nap on the way back up in order to preserve the oxygen. There's also a device that's built into this submersible that cleans like the CO2 air. So when they're breathing out the CO2 air, it cleans it out, so they're getting only oxygen while they're in there. This Titan submersible is supposed to send a signal to the ship above every 15 minutes to let them know where they're at, but it's not sending any signals. Now again, they've been missing on this thing since Sunday. I want you guys to imagine. Y'all see how small it is in this thing?
It is possible that they are laying on the ocean floor somewhere 13,000 feet below, where it is freezing cold. And again, we've already talked about the pressure and the PSI down there, and it is pitch black. If they have lost power with their submersible, they cannot see anything. And I just cannot imagine, you guys, and especially there's a 19-year-old that took this trip with his father, and just imagining, being on there with your child and not being able to really comfort them, or trying to comfort them, or who knows. It is a nightmare to think about what they are going through right now.
The American media is very optimistic about this. They're all like, we're going to find them. They still have this many hours as long as everybody is staying calm. Hopefully people are taking naps. I couldn't imagine, y'all. I could not imagine. However, the British media, I've heard a few specialists on there saying, listen, this isn't looking good. Even if they do find them, they have to get something down there to pull that thing up. It's not like they can go down there, open the hatch, and let them out. They would literally explode.
And according to the professionals that I've listened to in the Britain media, that this has never really been done before. You're talking about having to find a cord or cords long enough that can go all the way down over 13,000 feet to the bottom of the ocean here. And then to find something that can latch around this sub and pull it up, all in this time frame of the amount of oxygen that they have left. And they're just saying that they don't even know if they have cords that long. So it's super scary to think about, if they are on the bottom of the ocean down there, how they could get them up in time. It is definitely a race for time.
Second thing is, that hatch, it can only, that they crawl in and out of, it is bolted 17 different bolts from the outside. So this submersible, the Titan, actually has like a certain device built into it that if they ever lose contact, they can release the weights that helps bring them down to the bottom of the ocean, and it will pop back up and float to the top, and then it'll just be floating there waiting for somebody to find them. Helicopters have been circling for 2 days looking for them, and they haven't seen them floating. But if they find them floating at the top and they run out of air, they could still lose their lives because they can't open that hatch from the inside. It's not possible for them to open it. That is so scary to think about. Also, another theory of what could have happened to them is if when they were going down, they may have lost contact of their GPS and they may have tried to land on the ship. And a lot of people used to do that in the past. They used to come down and they would land their different items, whether it be their robotic cameras down there or even different expedition trips. They would land it on the ship, but they quit doing that because the ship is so old and rusty that things can break off and then they can fall down into the ship. And I wonder if that happened because this Titan actually has a device built into it that will send out certain frequencies so different ships can hear them. In the military, they've been dropping things in the water trying to hear these frequencies and they're not hearing anything. And it makes me wonder if they have dropped down into the ship and the metal surroundings of the ship is stopping the frequencies and they're down in there and they can't move. Oh my gosh, it's just terrifying to think about, you guys. There's also a theory that possibly when they were going down, water or something came in, and if that starts to happen, the pressure would come in and they would explode. So really, no matter what has happened to them, they have got to be scared. They have got to be terrified right now. Again, they haven't been missing for 2 or 3 hours. They've been missing since Sunday.
I wanted to add that while I was researching this, I saw quite a few professionals talking about how dangerous this is. There was even a couple of them that said that it is far more safe to go to outer space than it is to go to the depths of the ocean. And one man even talked about working in the oil field for 16 years and how the moment that the oil industry was able to use like computers and robots and stuff like that to replace humans actually having to go down into these great depths, they replace them because it is just so dangerous.
The oil industry, as soon as there was an alternative to people going in the water, that's what we moved to. Because as soon as you get people in water, it's huge risk. And I think people should carefully consider what they're doing. And the companies that provide that need to think about backup systems.
And for people to do this just for fun, it is a very dangerous act. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're an adult, you work hard, you make your own money, and you're not hurting anybody else, and that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. It's just so scary to think about what could be happening right now with them. Like, best case scenario, they're floating at the top somewhere, and they're going to be found. But time is running out if they're on the bottom somewhere. And it's just so sad to think about even what the families are thinking about. And again, there's a 19-year-old on there with his father, and somewhere is his mother looking for her 19-year-old son and possibly her husband. And just gut-wrenching. Y'all keep the 5 passengers in your prayers, please, along with their family. I just, again, cannot imagine how terrified everybody is. And just a reminder that these 5 passengers didn't do anything wrong. Is this dangerous? Yes. Is it a risk? Yes. But it's still their right, and they paid to go, and they were really excited, and this is just super unfortunate. I really hope that they do end up finding them. Miracles do happen every day, and it is possible that they will be found and found alive and have a story to tell. But the clock is unfortunately ticking, and I think as of now, they have less than 40 hours left. Other than that, you guys, thank y'all for watching this video. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.